So, I've improved some things, and I already made a video like this trying to talk about this exact same thing because I want to talk more about it, but I forgot to not forgot, but my microphone wasn't working. I didn't realize because I thought it was simply working. For some reason, my microphone was not working because of the reason it wasn't working is because I completely removed my audio software, my audio routing software. And because of that, my microphone was set to, like, it was set to it. It was previously on it. And so in OBS, it simply didn't go back to the default. It was basically stuck on it, even though it didn't exist. So yeah, that was a big problem, and it simply wasn't capturing my audio because I didn't expect it to be that retarded. So yeah, I didn't look, and I didn't even think about it, and I really thought it was already capturing. I thought I saw my levels go up, but obviously not. It is what it is. It's fixed now, and I'm making a new video. And yeah, I was talking about using a display capture instead of a game capture, but it's not correct. It's simply stupid. It's really stupid because yeah, I could use a display capture, and yeah, that would be easiest. But the fact is, it wouldn't be easiest for some things. For some of those things that I need to actually not show my screen for, I would have to basically pause the recording for it. And I'm not doing that. I don't want to have to pause the recording. I want to have it simply work properly without me pausing the recording. I want it to simply show my screen and show the things that I want to show without showing too much. But with a stupid display capture, it can show too much very easily because it simply can show everything. And that's a problem. So I'm going to stay with this. I'm going to try to make this work. And I already have a very good system here. I have browser at the top, game 1, game 2, and then now I have my music separate because I have to have my music separate. If I don't have my music separate, my music's not going to be consistent. That's the reason I had to do that. And also, I'm not using the browser app, the browser music player anymore. I had to change it because not only does it not work properly, because for some reason the browser simply doesn't let me hear it properly, it's all distorted constantly. That's what it is. It's really distorted when I play it. And the song I was using, Bags, that song, the bass gets so distorted, it sounds terrible. And I was trying to fix it for really like 3 hours at this point. It's more than that, most likely, but the fact is you have to use an app. You have to use an app, and the best app to use is obviously the one that's made from the operating system, which is obviously the Windows Media Player. And it's also a very simple one too. You can get your stuff done, you can get everything done, and you can still have a decently nice looking interface and everything. So it's not too bad. And I got a good solution for it. I do have a good solution, so it's not bad. It's not too bad. But now I do have it. I couldn't do it before because if I had it on my browser also, and then I combine them both, is whenever I hid the browser, if I ever hid the browser, it would also stop my music. Because then the audio capture would be hidden and not active anymore. So the fact is, it's not possible. You cannot simply use your browser for it. Even though that's not the only reason, but that is the most important reason. You simply cannot do it with your songs and with watching content. So yeah, basically I'm going to be simply doing the music separately with a application capture device. I think that's what it's called. Application audio capture. That's what it's called. Yeah, application audio capture, and it's very useful. And it simply checks for the exact application, which is my Windows Media Player, and it works nicely. Window title must match, and yeah, it does its job very well. Now the only problem, like I said, is I want to get this perfect. Well, I said this in the, I think I already said it, but No, I don't know if I did. No, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I said in the previous video that I made that my microphone was not correct and wasn't actually on. But I want to try to make this better. I want to try to make it automatic. And like I said, I was trying to do it with the display capture, but it doesn't work. It's not good enough. So the fact is I have to make it work like this in some way. I would like to, I need to make it work like this. And I don't know if I can make it work better than this because it's already very good currently with the way I set it up, with the fact of Alt being the thing to switch it, and then my button to use the the recording button that simply shows it always, and then pressing Alt again hides it. So it's very good, but I'm trying to make it better. I don't know if there is a better way though. I really don't. I do wonder if I could do it instead of with the browser thing. I could do it actually with the. I can instead do it with a screen capture, because that would make it a little bit better. It would make it more understandable. Yeah, it would make it more understandable. No, I think I'm gonna have to keep it like this. I think I'm gonna have to keep it like this. I think it has to stay. My browser's toggleable with Alt, and every time I want to switch between it, I simply press Alt. But it's from the button I click. It's from the button I click already. I click Alt already to try to switch between tabs, so it should be, yeah, it should be correct. Whenever I want to basically switch to my browser, yeah, that's gonna work. I wonder if well, obviously it won't work if it's not shown. So if it's, I guess it will work if it is there though. It will work either way if I want to like play my music or pause it. And like I said before in my previous video, I actually did still make, but I still do have those buttons. You know what, actually, now that I think about it, I'm gonna go ahead and configure that now. Of course, you are seeing a dang black screen, but not much I can do about it, really. I mean, I can try to make it better, but no, I'm not doing that. I'll be done with this soon, and then it'll be all good. It's not that crazy either. I'm simply changing stuff on my keyboard. That's what I'm gonna be doing now. So I have a pause button and I have a delete button for that thing, and then I have control backspace for that. I'm actually gonna change that now. Delete. I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna make this stuff basically properly configured now. Wow, if only I could use that button. Holy, imagine that. Okay, how about this? I mean, that somewhat works, but not really. How about this? How about that? Oh yeah, I could do that. That'll work. Okay, I like that actually. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Let's clear out all of this. So, previous, next, and then play/pause. Straight in the center. That's perfect. I have to press function for it, and then I simply do it. Okay, good stuff. That's nice. Play/pause. I don't usually use that, but I will say, the pause button, yeah, that's gonna be useful in the match. Like if I'm playing World of Tanks and I simply don't want to hear my music anymore, yeah, it's gonna be very useful. Okay, whatever you say. F12? What type of garbage is that? Get that nonsense off of here. That's F12. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're ready. I think we're ready to stop doing things now and finally relax. I think so, because at this point, I'm gonna keep thinking about it though. This is what I'll do. I'll keep thinking about it and see if I can make this even better. But currently, I've been doing this for so long today. I've been doing basically only this today, and I need to stop. I need to stop. I need to relax. But I will continue thinking about this because I'm not fully satisfied by it. Before I do though, I actually started recording this video because I wanted to let you hear this song. This song is so good. It's such a good song. It really is. It's so cool. It's so interesting to listen to and so exciting. Let's listen to it. Listen to it with me.
Now greetings to the world. Vice of the one big gangzilla alongside Skrillex. Them for no. Ooh-wee. Ow. We must up the place, turn up the bass and make them all have fun. How we ablaze the fire, make it fun them. We must up the place, turn up the bass and make some sound, boy run. And we will end your week just like a Sunday. We must up the place, turn up the bass and make them all have fun.
There's a roach in my room. Well then, there's a roach in my room, unfortunately, but yeah. There's just a roach in my room. So, you know, that song's gonna have to wait. That song's gonna have to wait. Let me, deal with this little loser. I'm here. Killed the roach. Yeah, that was annoying. It was on my wall. Tried to spray it with raw water. I got it down. It went onto my locker, my cabinet, and then tried to go down it. Somehow was walking down on a very smooth cabinet. Like, that's incredibly impressive. And I sprayed it off. I made a mistake actually there. I sprayed it off instead of simply killing it there, but I didn't want to. I wanted to simply get a perfect opportunity to kill it, or either capture it and release it, or whatever, do whatever. Yeah, basically capture or release it, capture and release it, or kill it. That was the only two options I had. I wasn't really wanting to kill it, but what happened was it went under my cabinet, my locker, and after that, it just straight disappeared. I don't know where it went. It straight disappeared. I looked under there. I was using my flashlight to look under. It was gone. Completely gone. Looked everywhere. I looked everywhere to see if it maybe went to the back to the vent, to see if it maybe went on my desk, to see if it maybe went to different locations. But I checked the area before I even started getting confused. I checked it multiple times to be sure it didn't escape at all. And nothing, and there was nothing. I checked on the sides of the locker, nothing. Checked on the wall, nothing. And they just randomly appeared next to my shoe. Next to my shoes, I mean, next to my shoes that were on the floor, but I'm not wearing them. And it simply randomly appeared there. So I think what happened was it was actually under my locker at some point, and then it somehow crawled either next to my shoe or simply, yeah, either next to my shoe or simply around that area. It came out basically, and it was under the locker for some time, but it came out and went next to my shoes. That's seemingly what happened. Yeah, that is what happened, but it was very confusing. And then basically what happened was after that, I sprayed it with a bit more water, uh, and I moved my locker so it couldn't do that again, so it couldn't get under my locker and disappear again. That was crazy. I did not expect it to simply vanish like that. That was some serious, some serious concealment abilities. That was some serious hiding abilities. And so when it got next to my shoes, I sprayed it a bit more, and it actually started. My door was open at this point, so I wanted to get it out. I wanted to get it away. And at this point, it started running away. Actually, it uh, it started running towards my door, and actually went out of my room into the hallway, and then went to another room. And at this point, I was quite annoyed by it, and so I simply killed it there. I wasn't gonna let it get away. Of course, it could easily go under something. It was crawling like just like in a straight line almost in the another room, and I was spraying it with water, trying to slow it down, basically. Of course, I didn't need to do that, but like I said, I didn't want to kill it. I don't like killing these disgusting little things. So I simply wanted to basically make it stop, and also I was still considering letting it out. I didn't need to kill it, but at that point it was annoying me. It was annoying me, and it had already disappeared. And so if I let it get away again, and at that point I didn't care anymore. Really, the best option was to simply kill it because it had already annoyed me a bit too much. So I had to kill it. And then I was simply doing some protection measures for if another roach wants to try to come in my room. I put some stuff on my vent, which is probably the most likely area it came from. I sealed it, basically. So I seriously doubt there will be another one. It was on the wall when it was on the wall next to the vent on top, but it already had come from the left side, basically. The left side was crawling towards the right, so I'm thinking it did come from up, and also it would make perfect sense that it did come from the vent. If it came from my door, I don't know why it would come back like that. If it came from my door and it was trying to explore, it'd probably go like straight from my door or straight from the vent, but it didn't come from the vent, the main vent, at least the one that brings air. It seemingly came from the one that was simply behind my locker and simply basically not doing anything. So yeah, I sealed that completely. And that is very possibly where the other one came from too. I had another roach a few weeks ago, maybe near 2 months ago or a month ago. I had another roach in my room. It was actually on my bed. So that's not okay. I was trying to make things, I made things happen. I made it so that roaches should be struggling to get on my bed now, if not impossible to get on my bed. But yeah, this will help significantly too. And obviously, I'm not going to leave it alone. I'm not going to say that, yeah, roaches are simply something you have to deal with. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not dealing with roaches, so this is the best way to do it. And I shouldn't deal with roaches, so this is the best way to do it. I'm not dealing with that nonsense. They shouldn't be in here. This is my space, not theirs. I don't care as much when they're outside my room, but when they're in my room, that's a big problem. It ruins my enjoyment. That's the reason I had to pause the video. But let's finish the video now. Let's listen to the song properly.
Now greetings to the world. Vice of the one big gang still alongside Skrillex. Them for no. Ooh wee. Ow. We must up the place, turn up the bass and make them all have fun. How we ablaze the fire, make it fun them. We must up the place, turn up the bass and make some sound, boy run. And we will end your week just like a Sunday. We must up the place, turn up the bass and make them all have fun. Skrillex ablaze the fire, make it fun them. We must up the place, turn up the bass and make some sound, boy run. And we will end your week just like a Sunday.
This song is so good. Oh my, this song's crazy. The fire make it on them.
We must up the place, turn up the bass and make some sound, boy run. And we will end your week just like a Sunday. We must up the place, turn up the bass and make them all have fun. Skrillex ablaze the fire, make it fun them. We must up the place, turn up the bass and make some sound, boy run. And we will end your week just like a Sunday.